All right. Well, welcome one and all. 88 of you. My goodness, this is fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful to see all of you who are joining us for this program. My name is Jack Pott. I'm the Assistant Music Director and Media Coordinator for the Hartford Chorale. And tonight is going to be a wonderful journey through some different musical presentations that have been videotaped for your viewing and listening pleasure by the membership of the chorale, and and a lot of different styles and different genres. I think it's going to be a quite enjoyable experience for all. So we're going to dive into our first performance of the evening, which is uh, I will say that some of the videos that you're going to see, the performers introduce the pieces themselves. In other cases, I'll be verbally introducing them before I push play. But they are all individual videos as opposed to just a continuously run program like other things that we've done in the past. And our first performance comes from Martin Dodd.
Hello everyone, this is Martin Dodd from the baritone section. I'm here at the marina on a windy day and I'm going to sing you what's called a sea shanty. A sea shanty is a simple sailor's work song. This one comes from the Pacific whaling trade of the early 1800s. Some of you may know by that period in time the Atlantic whale stocks had been depleted to the point where the Nantucket whalermen needed to sail around Cape Horn and out into the Pacific Ocean. In the case of this song, all the way to the Kamchatka Sea off the coast of Alaska. Hawaii was an important supply port to the whalers in that period of time. One of the Hawaiian islands, as you know, Maui, second biggest island. In this song, the sailors sing about finishing their work in the Arctic and sailing back to Maui and the girls they left behind. The song is called Rolling Down to Old Maui, and it goes like this. It's a damn tough life full of toil and strife our men undergo, and we don't give a damn when the gale is done how hard the wind did blow. For we're homeward bound from the Arctic ground in a good ship taut and free, and we don't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of Old Maui. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to Old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale through the ice and wind and rain. Them coconut fronds, them tropical lands we'll soon see again. 6 hellish months we passed away on the cold Kamchatka Sea. But now we're bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to Old Maui. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to Old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale towards our island home. Our mainmast sprung, our whaling's done, and we ain't got far to roam. Our stunsail boom is carried away, what care we for that sound? Our raging gale is on our tail, thank God we're homeward bound. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to Old Maui. How soft the breeze to the island trees, and the ice is far astern. Them native maids, them tropical glades, is awaiting our return. Even now their big brown eyes look out, hoping some fine day to see our baggy sails running for the gales, rolling down to Old Maui. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to Old Maui. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to Old Maui. Thanks everyone, see ya, I miss you all.
Thank you so much, Martin, for that. I see Martin on my screen. I wonder if I can spotlight Martin for everyone. There we are. Hey, Martin. Thanks for contributing. That was awesome. All right. Now we get back to gallery view. There we go. Our next selection is by Martin Kluger.
Good evening. Vincenzo Bellini was born in Sicily in 1810 and died near Paris, France, at the age of just 34. By then, he had already written 9 operas, the most prominent of which is his masterpiece, Norma, and also his final opera, I Puritani, written on a commission secured by none other than Rossini. Bellini is best known as the quintessential composer of radiant, elegantly flowing melodies in the Italian bel canto style. Indeed, for this reason, Wagner and Verdi, opera composers who could agree on little else, both admired Bellini, as did his contemporary composers Liszt and Chopin. Also notorious as a lover, this personality trait features prominently in his arietta Il fervido desiderio, the fervent wish, which, because Valentine's Day is coming soon, I now will attempt to sing. Quando verrà quel dì che rivede potrò quel che l'amante cor tanto desideria. Quando verrà quel dì che in sen t'accoglierò, bella fiamma d'amor, anima mia, anima mia. Quando verrà quel dì. Bella fiamma d'amor, anima
Thank you, Marty.
Terrific, Marty.
Really fun. I'm trying to see if I can find you here on screen, Marty. Da, 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 da. Don't see you yet. Oh, there you are. I see you waving. Sorry.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah. Here
Good
we
job,
are.
Marty.
In case you haven't seen him, there he is in the flesh. Awesome. Okay, moving on to our next. We are going to hear from Rebecca MacFarland, and I'm actually going to give a quick little intro on this one. So Rebecca is singing Va laisser couler mes larmes by Jules Massenet from his opera Werther. This is actually sung by the character of Charlotte in the show, in the opera. She is expressing her and confessing her sadness about not being married to Werther, and she just breaks down in tears and saying that her heart is just too empty for anything to fill it when he is away. So this is Va laisser couler mes larmes by Jules Massenet, sung by Rebecca MacFarland. Beautiful, Rebecca. Looking to see if you're here. I still. Oh, there you are. Spotlight you so everyone can see. Thank you so much for submitting that. It was wonderful. All right. So moving on to our next selection. Just gonna get the video portion ready to go because our next singer, Richard Riddle, introduces it in the video for you.
Good evening. I am Richard Riddle, a tenor in the chorale. I will be singing 2 songs this evening. The Impossible Dream I sang 15 years ago at my father-in-law's funeral. It was his favorite song, and I sang it then as well as this evening to honor him. The other song, To Each His Dulcinea, I sang in 1978 in a production at Brown University in a cast that included Kate Burton, Eve Gordon, and Rusty McGee. Enjoy! To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world would be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable stars. To each his Dulcinea that he alone can name, to each his secret hiding place where he can find the haunting face to light his secret flame. For with his Dulcinea beside him so to stand, a man can do quite anything, outfly the bird upon the wing, hold moonlight in his hand. Yet if you build your life on dreams, it's prudent to recall a man with moonlight in his hands has nothing there at all. There is no Dulcinea, she's naught but flame and air. And yet how lovely life would seem if every man could weave a dream to keep him from despair. To each his Dulcinea, though she's naught but flame and air.
Wonderful, Rich. So good to hear you sing that. Here you are. Thanks for being with us tonight. All right. Next thing on the program is it's not musical per se. It is a dramatic reading that does involve some music in it. And I don't think I'm going to say anything more about it because it really speaks for itself, as it were. This is Ron Dukenski doing a dramatic reading.
A dramatic reading. I'd like to thank the guy who wrote the song that made my baby fall in love with me. Who put the bop in the bop shabop shabop? Who put the ram in the rama rama ding dong? Who put the bop in the bop shubop shubop? Who put the dip in the dip da dip da dip? Who was that man? I'd like to shake his hand. He made my baby fall in love with me. Yeah. When my baby heard bum ba bum ba bum ba every word went right into her heart. And when she heard them singing, Rama Lama, Lama Lama, Rama Ding Dong, she said we'd never, ever have to part. So, who put the bomb in the bomb shabomp shabomp? Who put the ram in the Rama Lama Ding Dong? Who put the bop in the bop shoo-wop shoo-wop? Who put the dip in the dip to dip to dip? Who was that man? I'd like to shake his hand. He made my baby fall in love with me. Yeah. You know, each time that we're alone, boogity, 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 boogity shoo, sets my baby's heart all aglow. And every time we dance, dip, da-dip, 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 she always says that she loves me. So, who put the bomb in the bomb shabomp shabomp? Who put the ram in the ram-a-ram-a-ling dong? Who put the bop in the bop shoo-wop shoo-wop? Who put the dip in the dip to dip to dip? Who was that man? I'd like to shake his hand. He made my baby fall in love with me. Yeah. Oh, my darling. Bop, bop, ba bop, ba bop. And my honey, Rama-lama, ding-dong, forever. And when I say dip, 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 you know I mean it from the bottom of my boogity, boogity shoe. I'd really like to meet that man. Hello, baby. Was somebody looking for me? I was that man. Boogity, 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 boogity shoe.
Oh, there is no one quite like Ron Dukenski. Ron, thank you so much for that. And here you are. Thank you, thank you, thank
It
you.
is my enormous pleasure. But I have to give credit where credit is due. It's not that original. I got the idea from the late, wonderful Steve Allen, who did that very same thing on one of his television shows back in the early 60s. And I never forgot it. And I always knew there'd be a time that I'd have a chance to do it. So I thank you for the opportunity, Hartford Chorale. Great to be with you tonight.
Fantastic. All right. And now for something completely different. We are moving to one of the Hartford Chorale's favorite and most often performed major works, and that is Messiah. And our very own Meena Rajesh is singing the Come Unto Him, the second half of the He Shall Feed His Flock solo. Um, but Meena could not be with us tonight, so but I'm so grateful for her submission to that. Really, really beautiful. Our next performer is Mr. Rick Wilson, and Rick introduces his pieces in his video.
Hi everyone, this is Rick Wilson. The first song tonight is Chanson Triste by Henri Duparc, a wonderful composer of French mélodie, that is lieder, that is art song, 19th century French. This particular song is a gorgeous one. It's called Sad Song, Chanson Triste, but honestly, it seems to me that the song isn't really that sad. It's more kind of about being sad, and it's more encouraging to one's love despite all the sadness. So the singer says, your eyes are so sad, but I'll get everything I need from them, all the kisses and the tendernesses that I need, and so on and so on. In your heart is the moonlight of summer. So you look so sad, but to me, you're everything. That's kind of the spirit of the song. And musically, I think you'll agree. It's a beautiful song. So here it is, Chanson Triste by Henri Duparc. Dans ton cœur d'or un clair de lune, un doux clair de lune d'été. Et pour fuir la vie importune, je me noierai dans ta clarté. J'oublierai les douleurs passées, mon amour, quand tu berceras mon triste cœur et mes pensées dans le calme aimant de tes bras. Tu prendras ma tête malade, oh, quelquefois sur tes genoux, et lui diras une ballade. Une ballade qui semblera parler de nous. Et dans tes yeux pleins de tristesse, dans tes yeux alors je boirai tant de baisers et de tendresse que peut-être je guérirai. Hello again. Now is Send in the Clowns by Stephen Sondheim. Everybody knows this song. It's from A Little Night musical that he wrote. I think what's not so well known is the context of the song, which I will, in my limited time, try to summarize for you. It's sung by, toward about the middle of the play, I guess, by an aging actress who has discovered towards the end of her career that she's very lonely. She's always treated men frivolously and played with them in her younger years and never settled down, never had a serious relationship. There was one young man who had really cared for her, and she laughed him away. She did everyone else. Now she meets this young man again at a weekend party and realizes that she actually has feelings for him, that she would like to reciprocate the feelings that he once had. Turns out, though, he's newly married, has a young child, and is infatuated with his young bride, who treats him nonetheless quite badly, it turns out. So that's why this song is full of theatrical references. Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Send in the clowns. You know how in Commedia dell'arte, even in Shakespeare, heavy moments will be followed by entrance of clowns to lighten things up. So she's talking as one actress to another actor, saying, ah, ha, 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 isn't this wonderful? Oh, isn't this terrific? It's just like a farce. It's a funny drama. But of course, in her heart, she's very sad. Anyway, that's the spirit of the song. That's what it's all about. I will tell you that at the end of the musical, they do get together. His wife leaves with the kid, and he reciprocates her feelings. So it's a happy ending after all. Here it is, Send in the Clowns by Stephen Sondheim.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair. Where are the clowns? Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps staring around, one who can't move. Where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Just when I'd start opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my lines. I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. Where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Quick, send in the clowns. What a surprise! Who could foresee I'd come to feel about you what you felt about me? Why, only now when I see that you've drifted away. What a surprise! What a Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. Where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Don't bother, they're here.
Thank you so much, Rick Wilson. Here you are. Love those two selections. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay. Moving. Next on our program is an instrumental selection. And this comes from our very own Jim Barry, who will be playing the Serenade for organ, Opus 22. And I'm going to let Jim's video give you the rest of the information because he does introduce that. So here is Jim Barry on the organ at Asylum Hill Congregational Church.
I'm pleased to present this organ piece tonight for you. It was written by the composer for his own living. It was composed to be played as people left the church, but clearly this composer had a sense of humor. He didn't write it in 4/4 time, with a march. He wrote it in a different time signature. Figure out that people would probably get their stride sorted out in that time signature. He changed the time signature again just to throw them off track. The other interesting thing about this piece is clearly it's a reference to another orchestral work, and see if you can figure out which romantic composer, which piece that is. Serenade for organ.
Yay, yay, Mr. Barry.
Bravo, Jim.
Well done. And as always, Jim Barry wins the background.
And thanks, Jack, for hosting me.
You're very, very welcome. All right. Moving to our next, we have three more left in our program. Our next one is a duet. In fact, a mother-daughter duet by our own Lalitha Shivaswamy and Meena Rajesh. And this, I believe this was recorded almost a year ago. This was early in the pandemic. And utilizing the beautiful hymn text by Robert Lowry, the How Can I Keep from Singing? So, which is something we've all been thinking a lot about.
My life flows on in endless praise above its lamentation. I hear the sweet, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ring. It finds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? I lift my eyes, the clouds grow thin. I see the blue above it, and day by day this pathway smooths. Since first I learned to love it, the peace of God restores my soul, a fountain ever spring. All things are mine since I am loved. How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing?
Indeed. Indeed. Tonight is testament enough to the fact that we cannot keep from singing. So, Lalitha, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you. It's the Hartford Chorale's pandemic motto. We will not stop singing because we cannot keep from singing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Moving now to our second to last selection. And this comes to us from Sally Jo Borden, and it's two songs. And I'm going to just read you a little something that Sally Jo sent to me about these two songs. First one is the Ave Maria by Gounod. This arrangement of the Ave Maria by Gounod was set to Bach's Prelude in C major 130 years after Bach wrote it. While improvising one night in his Paris home, Gounod was overheard by his soon-to-be father-in-law, who immediately notated it and arranged a performance utilizing a small choir, piano, and violin. And the second song is we'll call it a COVID parody. Was originally composed last March while quarantining with 5 adult children, 2 dogs, and a husband. It is sung to the tune of It Might As Well Be Spring from the musical State Fair by Rodgers and Hammerstein. And when she wrote it, did not expect that it would still be relevant today.
Maria,
I'm as restless as a willow in a windstorm. I'm as jumpy as a puppet on a string. I hope that it's just spring fever and not COVID-19. I am nervous now and very discontented. Whenever I have to don a mask to go to the drugstore or the food store, it used to be an easy task. I keep wishing I were somewhere else instead of this same place. Maybe shopping or a restaurant with the rest of the human race. I hope that this pandemic will be over and that we all can sing together soon. Maybe the Messiah next Christmas will be out of our cocoon. But in the meantime, I hope you are fine, safe and staying home. Remember now, you are not alone. I keep hoping I could get a shot so I won't get sick. Go to rehearsal on a Monday night, 'cause I really miss Jack and Rick. I really hope that all this will be over. I think I'm going crazy as a loon. I don't think I could take another session singing alto just on Zoom. But in the meantime, I hope you are fine and you've enjoyed my song. Just hang in there. Now it won't be long.
Oh, that's just fantastic. Let's see. Sally Joe, there you are. Let me just spotlight you so everyone can see you. Wonderful, wonderful selections. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we have reached the end of our program. We have one more thing, and it's actually going to be me, um, and going to attempt to move from my desk here over to the piano on the other side of the room and do something live, as it were. Um, so I make no promises that it will be perfect and without mistake. But give me just a second to unhook my computer here. So the song that I'm going to sing for you, let me just get my, I'm gonna be off screen for a second while I go sit. All right, and I have a different camera on me here. Let me just make sure that the correct microphone is selected. Yep, looks good. Okay, so the song I'm going to sing is called "Taller Than My Hair." This is written by David Roth, and was having a discussion with someone on a Zoom call a few weeks ago who was celebrating their birthday and having lots of people drop in kind of all day on this Zoom call so that they could say hello to them. And when I happened to stop by, a discussion ensued with other people who also are follicularly challenged, and suddenly the person whose birthday it was exclaimed, "Oh, I know such a good song about this. I'm gonna send you this song," and it was a video of a song, which was really wonderful, and the composer singing and playing the guitar along with it. And well, I need to find music for this because I think this would be great as a cabaret type song. Well, there was no music anywhere, ever in existence, because I did get in touch with the composer, who's a very pleasant guy, and he said, "Oh yeah, it's one of my older ones, and I didn't ever write it down." He said, "But I have a sheet of lyrics, and I have a page with all kinds of chords written on it. Would that suffice?" I said, "Well, just send it to me and let me see if I can make sense of it." So here goes. This is "Taller Than My Hair" by David Roth. I saw a show one night with Arlo Guthrie and Pete Seeger, and I couldn't help but notice as I sat there in the round, the hair on Arlo Guthrie's head was filling up the first two rows, while Pete's was nearly nowhere to be found. And when Arlo was explaining how a hair was an idea, how his tussle tufts were things that he had thought up long ago, so Pete says, "Tell me, Arlo, where's the leave a guy like me?" Arlo smiled as if to say he didn't know. Well, nature's got a funny way of dealing out her favors. Though I'm somewhere over 30, I won't say exactly where, I've noticed certain thinning, though it's only just beginning. I've a theory of what's going on up there. It isn't quite a question of genetics or of diet, and it's not for lack of wholesome habits, cleanliness, or care. It's not from too much stress or strain or lack of peace and quiet. I'm just simply growing taller than my hair. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. It worked for Eisenhower, Isaac Hayes, and Fred Astaire. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. A baby's born with peachy fuzz, so faint you hardly see it. But the fact is that the follicles are up there all the while. As a baby grows, so does the hair, but just a little higher, forming rows and rows and waves and curls and piles. Then at the dinner table, parents tell their kids to sit up straight. I'm convinced this has contributed to heads becoming bare. Had I only slumped a little more throughout my wonder years, then I'd not be growing taller than my hair. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. It worked for Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. I called up my dad, I said, Eugene, is this the way that it's gotta be? He said, don't worry if your hairline is swerving, son. I met your mother when it happened to me. So friends with shiny tops, take heart, there's hope on the horizon. There are wigs, toupees, and transplants, drugs and pills. And all these medical advances might be wise to keep your eyes on if you're overly concerned with furry frills. But for those of you whose self-esteem's not measured in hispidity, look that one up. Just remember, as you say your evening prayer, God only made a handful of divinely perfect heads, and all the rest got covered up with hair. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. It worked for Mr. Clean, Mr. T, and Peter Yarrow. I'm simply growing taller than my hair. Oh, I'm simply growing taller than my hair. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bravo, Mr. Pat.
I'd be happy to share this lyric sheet and chord sheet with anyone who wants it via email. I want to say a huge, huge thank you to all of the people who submitted things to me for this. I can't imagine not having an alternate year go by where we don't have a Hartford Chorale on parade. And so, yay! Bravo to all of you. Bravi tutti. So until the 22nd, I bid you adieu and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you.